Hey, hey, welcome back. All right, Geminis, we're going to take a look at first love, and then at the end, I'm going to pull a card in honor of Thoth and the full moon that is coming up. All right, the full moon's going to be tomorrow. So, on the topic of love, first and foremost, though, we have Page of Cups in the reverse and Two of Cups in the reverse. Hang on, this feels like we've got somebody who is either saying, don't even bother. We got the World card. Don't even bother. I'm starting over. I had a false Two of Cups. I don't need to hear an apology from them. I'm over it. I'm so already into the next phase of my life and my journey. Okay, that actually feels amazing. Gemini's not looking back in the rear view at all. It feels like they're starting a new cycle. Now, this could be starting a new cycle with somebody um, that they're like, it doesn't even matter, babe. You don't have to apologize. We're good. But let's not make this into, some kind of magical thing. Let's just start fresh. Like we don't know each other and let's see where it goes. But I'm a little bit more inclined to say, I think this is more like Gemini is just in a place where they are feeling like happy, excited, fulfilled, loved, like they themselves can just move forward and they're feeling success in their heart. They're feeling like they're going to be able to be successful. We have a Three of Swords, though. This is a lot of mixed emotions, right? I'm having a new beginning. It's really great. And then is this somebody else who's over here listening to some heartbreak emo music? Three of Wands and picturing Gemini moving on without them. We distinctly have one character moving away and the other character imagining the great life that they're going to have that doesn't include them. Okay, so somebody is very heartbroken today, and I'm picturing somebody like right now. I'm hearing the song by The Cure. I've been looking so long at these pictures of you that I almost believe that they're real. You were stone white, so delicate. Oh God, I can't remember the rest of the lyrics, but remembering you standing quiet in the rain, I should have held on to your heart. That's that's definitely the vibe for this. I can hear the song. I love that song. Justice. They don't even blame Gemini for leaving or walking away. Gemini could have some strong Libra or Capricorn placements, but they are like whoever this is who's lost Gemini. Now, of course, this could be the reverse. This could be that Gemini is aware that they treated somebody poorly and that person has walked away. Sure, it could be that. This could be Gemini standing here, under their parasol, feeling like, oh man, I really messed this up. They don't even think that I'm their Two of Cups anymore. They don't want an apology. I'm not going to be able to fix this. They don't see me that way anymore. They don't have those feelings for me anymore. What happened? Oh God, what happened? This was a mess. Knight of Swords, some impulsive action was taken. This person's very embarrassed. They either suddenly went in a different direction, they did something really impulsive. The Chariot and Nine of Pentacles, they broke it off and they went somewhere else. This is somebody who left. They left the scene and they shouldn't have done that. They should never have left their Gemini. They could be a Cancerian. They could have imagined that, like, oh, whatever. I don't really care about this relationship. I'm just going to go. I like to be single anyway. Or they made some decision where they're like, they wanted to go somewhere, but to do that, they decided, I want to be single when I go, so I'm going to break it off. And now it's like, why would I have done such a thing? Look, it was a really big injustice, whatever this was. It's ironic that they're the ones who are now heartbroken. This could have been that they broke something off. There's something about Gemini's birthday. They're realizing that they're not going. Is Gemini planning a trip for their birthday, someplace romantic, someplace by the sea, someplace where there's like a lighthouse to go see? Or this almost feels like that looks very much more like an American style lighthouse, maybe like I don't know, Cape Cod or something, like East Coast lighthouse vibes is what I get. But being up at this angle up above and looking down over the coastline makes me think almost of like Amalfi Coast or something. But it just feels like they are picturing Gemini's amazing upcoming birthday, and they're like, I'm not going to be there for that. They're going to have all this life without me. And it's like, yep. And Gemini's going to have a great life. I mean, fabulous. Gemini's excited. Gemini's new experience. I keep feeling like Gemini's taking a trip and they're really excited. Gemini could also be winning an award. They could be getting some kind of, maybe it's like a all paid expense birthday trip for being like whatever, best salesperson, or they're going to go to like a seminar or something where they're going to be keynote speaker. They're going to be somebody that like they get some kind of an award. Look, Gemini is just super excited about this. If this hasn't happened for Gemini yet, it probably is coming for this character, because when we make a change in life, we go, you know what, I'm ready for a new beginning, whatever, that, you know what, that wasn't my 2 of cups. This person chose to, I'm so sorry, but it feels like this person dumped Gemini. And simply because they just decided that they wanted to be single, they made this weird impulsive decision. They were going to move, they were going to go someplace else. So they broke it off to go move to some city, or maybe to travel alone, or whatever it was. Let me tell you, it is not a good time. Instead, they're like, why did I do this? I could have been with my Gemini. I mean, we could have planned a trip, a romantic trip to wherever I traveled without them, but I could have gone with them. It could have been so different. This person blew it in a really big way from what I can tell. And they know this. Does Gemini want anything to do with them at this point? 8 of Pentacles. I don't really see that. 8 of Pentacles is working. Like, I feel like Gemini is consumed with work, and they may have a really great balance with another person in the workplace, or in some other, like, heck, this could be like Gemini's gotten really close with a next door neighbor who, you know, on the other side of a fence, and the 2 of them are collaborating. Gemini's life is very full right now. We have 5 of Wands. We have Knight of Cups. I see somebody new coming in. I think Gemini thinks about this person from time to time, but maybe only for the comparison of how much better it is to work with some other person. Now, Gemini could also have been, you know, filling their life with, you know, these plans for where they're going on their birthday and what they're doing next. I feel like Gemini's in a really busy phase right now, or will be shortly. They're not going to have a whole lot of time to think about this person, even though it doesn't mean that they don't cross Gemini's mind here and there. But then I think just as quickly, Gemini has other things that dominate. So I kind of feel like they're way in the back of Gemini's mind. They do cross Gemini's mind sometimes, but it's with a little bit of like, oh yeah, that's that person where it's kind of disappointing. But anyway, there's a new lover on the horizon. There's definitely new emotional offers coming in. And I think Gemini is more like, wow, I have all this other stuff happening in my life. I have travel to plan. I have work stuff to plan. I've got, you know, people to work with, my next door neighbors. I have a new potential romantic person, somebody with blonde hair coming in. Page of Cups. I don't need to hear an apology from them, but somehow it's in the back of Gemini's mind. You notice the koi fish is like tattooed on the back of the skull and down the neck. In the back of their mind, they know that this person wants to say, I'm so sorry that I did this. I'm so sorry that I blew this with you. Oh, that song. Eric Clapton. But if you had one chance and you knew it, you will never get another chance. You had the floor and you knew it. You can't blame it on the circumstance. It's very disappointing. They blew this chance. Queen of Swords. I think here's Gemini, right? And Gemini is standing here with these angel wings on, kind of like, I think I was divinely guided beyond this connection anyway, which is maybe why we don't see Gemini like really devastated or brokenhearted, because it's like, you know, I actually know they probably are sorry, and I'm not actually even mad. I just, you know, yeah, Gemini still knows. They know that this person wishes they could say sorry with the High Priestess here, but I think Gemini's like, but I think it's going the way it's supposed to. I don't think I was supposed to end up with them. Now they're the ones who are like, I destroyed this, and I cheated myself out of this relationship, and I disrespected my Gemini. They know all this. Okay, so hang on. What is it that you want to do or going to do, if anything? Is this just the acknowledgement? Yeah, the acknowledgement that they have. This is like probably the biggest regret of their life is this one, the way they blew it with Gemini specifically. Six of Wands sideways. And the irony of it is that this was the exact move that they made that they thought they were going to move into greater success in their life. Remember, they made this impulsive decision. And I thought it was like to break up with Gemini so they could be single, so they could like move or travel to this other city. And instead, nothing is what it seemed to be. They didn't wind up rich and famous. They didn't wind up, having this great life. I feel like they broke it off thinking that they were going to like, oh, I've got to, not be weighted down by Gemini. I got to leave. I got to, move on forward without Gemini. Page of Cups again. How can I say I'm sorry for this? Well, they don't even have to say sorry to Gemini. It's more that they're the ones who are sorry that they made really poor decisions because it impacted them. They're the ones who lost Gemini. This might have just been a really big lesson for them in life. Don't do stuff like that. Don't blow it with people that you love. Ace of Swords sideways. I still don't think that they are really getting the full lesson yet. So they still have more to learn about this. Like, I don't even know that I would say that this person doesn't still have like incredible amounts of selfishness or whatever this was, like poor decision making. Like, they don't operate off of truth. They still aren't really clear on like what to manifest for their greatest and highest good. They may like to manifest opportunities, but I almost feel like no matter what they manifest, it's never going to work out for them because they're still not doing it from a place of truth. Like, maybe this person, I got the distinct impression that they thought that they were going to, oh my God, I've got this great opportunity. I need to blow off Gemini and go, run to like people please other individuals. I need to go take this job. I need to go take this opportunity. Like, this is my shot. I need to like kind of be disloyal to everything other than fleeting chances for fame or whatever this is. And it feels like they kind of detach from people on a whim, on a split second, and then take off to try to go chase some kind of success, thinking, that's what I want, is I want this success. But the thing that they're missing is, I mean, you can manifest anything in your life if you want, but they're never truly manifesting from their heart space or with full knowledge, like, of what they're going to get. If they say, universe, I want to have an opportunity to go like get signed on with this big modeling agency. Okay, maybe they get the chance, but maybe that agency treats them like crap. Maybe they forgot to also ask the universe to make it be like an ethical company who pays them fairly and, makes it not a miserable experience or something. And now they forgot to put those things into their manifestation. So they don't get that. They might get to put on their resume, I got this job, I got this gig, I went abroad for it. And then it was like, I had to find a place to live and I barely had enough food to eat. And, I, wasn't treated well. And, I felt more like a puppet and not like I had any autonomy or any respect. Those are things like, we don't just want to take a job. We want a job that actually fulfills us. And I think this person is chasing clout or something. And so they forget what they're trying to manifest might just be personal, like they want to be this person. They want to be famous, or they want to be a hero, or they want to be somebody, instead of realizing that they already are somebody and that at one point they had the love of Gemini. This is just not somebody who can choose to be like, I don't think very loyal, even to themselves. It's not even about being disloyal to Gemini. I think that this person is so craving opportunities that they're not really thinking about, yeah, but it should be a good opportunity and it shouldn't come at the expense of like loyalty and love. So all I can say is they're not having a very easy time of any of this. And I don't know that they're going to. To me, this feels like they're going to have probably some problems, moving forward. What do we have for Gemini moving forward? Ooh. Ace of Swords. The very thing that they don't have a grasp on is the very thing Gemini does. Gemini has a very clear vision for their future. And it's so ironic. Gemini will get the Six of Wands that they covet. Gemini will have a happy future. Gemini does have, possibly even world success and great fame on the horizon, which is ironic because that's exactly what they're chasing and they're missing. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, I mean, that is the story, but Gemini has truth. They have clarity and they have the ability to manifest. Nine of Cups. I feel like Gemini is headed into a life of much greater financial ease. They may have way more resources available to them in the next 9 months that allow Gemini to like kind of dream way bigger. I think this is a great time right now for Gemini to really start to conceive of what they would like to have. What kind of success would they like to have? Envision it, because ironically, Gemini is in the greatest, most powerful energy for manifesting. All right, and now let's go ahead and go over to Thoth and get to a moon message. So, Thoth, the god of all wisdom and knowledge, who is also the moon god associated with the Egyptian pantheon, he was said to be the scribe to the other gods. He gave human beings magic and wisdom, and particularly literature and written words. So, with that in mind, what do we have for the full moon message, which is the full moon's tomorrow? It says 8 of Wands. And we see kind of like it's time to either move the cattle forward. This could be move our train of thought forward. The full moon is a great time to like release energy. We have 9 of Wands. Move forward and let go of any final burdens. Move forward, move to a place of empowerment. Wow, Emperor and Page of Swords. This says if there's anything holding Gemini back right now, make peace with it and let it go. Speak it out loud if Gemini has to, and release it. Like say to themselves, these are the wounds I still carry, but this is where I leave them. Today, here's where I take off these heavy saddlebags. And then start to actually actively seek the kind of emperor energy that we want in our lives. Emperor energy or an emperor. It says, first off, Gemini is absolutely in the vibe where they could attract an emperor, or that their life will be as focused and organized and structured as an emperor's life would be. So Gemini has every potential to be super, super, super powerful right now. But this is a great time to basically shift gears. Take things out of the way that are blocking any emperor choices or emperors arriving. Think like an emperor, observe like an emperor. And here's what I would say. If it's time to observe like an emperor runs his empire, right? So he makes fair and balanced decisions. He doesn't decide whimsically, well, I don't like that. That makes me sad. That hurts my emotions. An emperor goes, well, I mean, this may not be my favorite thing, but if it has a lot of value and it could be something stable, I might still consider it. Or like, nope, don't care. I have my yeses and my nos. I have my boundaries in place. I don't care how easy this sounds or how good this sounds. I'm not going to give up any of my personal autonomy or hand the reins of anything over to somebody else. No, I can pass on that. I can make my way without, corrupting anything that I believe in or stand for. So it says, think like an emperor and assess like an emperor during this full moon. Because I think that fits very nicely with what we've seen, because I do feel like Gemini is like seriously in boss mode right now. That is amazing. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye, guys.